clearly a good start to this, and I think the game started in a way that reflected how locked in our guys were when they came out of the locker room. I thought the two defensive plays right out of the gate, I know that was a long time ago, I thought Lodi's coming to get that ball, and their guys can really run and making a nice throw, and then Max laying out essentially on the gap in the deepest part of our park on the warning track out there. Those were two really, really good plays, and I think it set the tone and just provided some energy. And then the at-bats, their pitcher, I believe, is a conference pitcher of the year. Really good stuff, good command. I was proud of how our guys managed him, and Dorsey got into the game, and we talked about it. I don't know that he felt he had his A stuff, but as you watch this unfold and you know how good they are, it's hard to hold them in check, and he did it. So the mixture of a lively fastball, you had some curveballs that you landed, the slider was there, and then eventually you got to the changeup. So all of those things with that kind of velocity and that kind of talent make it difficult. So he managed and manipulated the outing and got us really deep into the game. And the offensive side, just proud of the at-bats up and down the lineup. You have to lay off tough pitches if you're going to be in a count in a position that allows you to walk. And I thought we had some at-bats that extended innings. And then clearly the capabilities of these guys to hit the extra base hit and the home run. It matters and it helps. And it was a big piece of the offense today. I always talk about our defense, and I thought there were plays. If you go through this, Lodice's ball up the middle was a big one. The two double plays were big. Actually, three. The caught stealing strikeout, like strike three, swing and miss, in and out on the steal. Those are three double plays. So the momentum was with us for the most part all day. And you know what you have to do coaching. Jim knew he went to some of the younger guys later in the game, and that happens, and it's game one. And they're a really, really talented, gritty, tough. You can see the toughness in how they play, man. Every part of their game exudes toughness and confidence, and the scoreboard will be 0-0 tomorrow. That's a fact. So we have to go deliver the goods. We need Jaime to bring his A stuff, and we have to defend, and then hopefully we can figure out their starting pitcher and try to get into the game somehow, some way.
Take questions, please.
Coach Piper just mentioned that he kind of affected his team. How important was it for the quick innings from Dorsey and then the long at-bats for you guys going on in the game?
Yeah, it's hot. Like it's hot out there. So it affects everybody. Sometimes I looked up in the stands and I felt for the people sitting in the sun out there in that concrete and those garnet chairs. Like, it's a real thing. And the humidity, I know the temperature went up, but maybe the humidity kind of went down as it heated up. So it seemed so humid and stuffy when the game started that it probably evened itself out, and it was just rough the whole time with the heat index or how it felt to the guys. And you're trying to hydrate, and our nutritionist Keelan has been in here to try to talk them through this, and Phil and Jaime have tried to lead them in the right direction because it's not easy. You guys all felt it, and you can't get out of the sun at times. It's impossible. So even in the dugout, it's stuffy. So there's no doubt it was a factor.
I know when you went up to Charlotte, you seemed to put all your chips in there to be able to get to this level. You have a top 8 seed to host a Super Regional, I guess. The heat plays into that. I mean, how valuable is home field right now for you guys?
Home field is tremendously important because you're just familiar with it. You have everything working that you're comfortable with. You're working with your fans who were amazing today the whole time, just fantastic. You have how the sun and the wind affect what goes on as the day goes on. That sun changes, and we see it every day. The dimensions of the field, the ball's off the wall, how the home plate turf plays, how the field itself plays. So you fight, and it wasn't just in Charlotte. We try to do this from the middle of February, and if you don't produce, you are not in this position to be at home. So this started with the messaging of how do we stay home for the most critical time in the year. You better be good when you come out of the gate. You better be good in the middle of the week. You better be good in the league. And then we had to still answer in Charlotte. And those were 3 good games that we played. So proud, but you're not going to be sitting here if you don't handle this from February through the end of May.
Coach, Jarrett comes from the Tallahassee Democrat. I got a 2-part question for you. First of all, gave them a lot, but you still got more coming your way?
Yeah, I'm going to let these guys talk. I think the decision was, how do you start the weekend with your starting pitchers? So how it went last week, and that he threw 121 pitches, and Jaime had pretty significant work too. In the heat, we didn't want to move it. We liked how it went, and that's what we did. So why don't you talk a little bit about setting the tone?
Being able to set that tone early lets us save pitching in the bullpen, and we have Jamie Arnold, of course, the best pitcher in the country right now, going tomorrow, and that today really set the tone, and our offense is going to score some more runs for us, and hopefully we'll get us another win tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, yeah, the score was 24 to something, but tomorrow's going to be a new day. They're gonna come out firing, because at the end of the day, it's postseason baseball. It's top 16. They're here for a reason. So, yeah, it was great for us to set the tone early, both defensively on the mound and at the plate. But we still got a lot of work to do, and we're going to come out tomorrow and come out with energy and try to go 1-0 again.
Jaime, I know how tight-knit the team is, especially a lot of the offensive guys. So when things are really rolling like that, how much do you all fuel off each other? I mean, you come up after Marco's homer and have a homer. It seems like there's so much kind of building on each other's success in the lineup.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've always said that hitting is super contagious, and I think we saw that today. Not only that, but the scouting reports that we give each other after our bats is super important too. If I know that Max, Cam, Tibbs, and Mark already saw a pitcher, I can get some more information out of them as well, and how his ball's playing today, and it kind of gives me a better opportunity to game plan and have some success on the plate. So it's a true team effort, and we saw it from guys that came from the bench as well, and it was super fun to watch, and I'm happy for the guys.
I mean, Cook had been really good in the second half of the season. Just what were you guys able to do to ambush him early on?
Yeah, we just stuck to the approach. We watched some video, and we went up there with a game plan, and we didn't miss many pitches. That's kind of when an offense isn't missing a lot of pitches, we're hot and we're rolling. So it's something that we're going to try to carry on tomorrow. And obviously, it was a really good arm. It has great stuff, as y'all saw, but we put some good swings on the ball and kind of kept it rolling.
Carson, good going 2/3 today, which is okay, and plenty enough. But what was your mindset going to the game? What did you hope to get out? Just how satisfied are you that you were able to get your team where they needed to be?
I mean, I just wanted to give us enough to get the game rolling and let that offense start working, and obviously they did. Yeah.
Lincoln, at this point, I think you know what you can maybe get out of Carson, but what he did last week, what he's giving you today, is that a surprise, or is that just what you expected out of him when you brought him to Tallahassee?
That's what I expected when I sat at Chipola and watched him pitch in the fall of whatever year that was, 22. I think it was the fall of 22. I saw it, and then finding the right roles for the guys that you have on the staff. We had a lot of capable guys, and some of them clearly not healthy enough to pitch. He has started and beaten some really, really good teams. You look at the back end of this thing, there are some very impressive nationally ranked teams that he went in there on the road and handled and and you just know he's into every aspect of pitching. I've talked about that with a lot of our guys, and you could say the same with the position players, but he can only go out and do that once a week. So how you manage everything else leading up to that week tells you a lot about the individual and their dedication. And you had some outings that didn't go your way early on, and I told you last week he responded to everything that we asked him to do, managing some tough outings, managing some good starts, and continuing to work at it. So I saw what I saw in the recruiting piece, but then you don't know the individual until really they're in your own house every day. So I've learned a lot, and the stuff's only going to get better, and the management of his stuff he's learning that. He did a good job managing it today without probably your flat-out A stuff. So I'm proud of him.
Carson, how much confidence does it give you knowing the offense you have back there? I mean, they're not going to score 24 every game, obviously, but just knowing, I mean, does it take away some need to maybe be perfect and know, like, if I just do enough, they're probably going to come through? They do more often than not.
I mean, every time you go out there, you're trying to be the best that you can possibly be, regardless if they're scoring runs or not. But having them score those runs is a great relief in the dugout, and you're going out there with the plan to get back in there and give the bats back to the hitters and let them score some more runs.
I'm there. It's been talking about the season, postseason, 2-out hitting for you guys. It's been a huge part. Today again, I think in the first inning you guys put some runs on the board with 2 outs. Where does that confidence in that approach come from?
Just the relentless, sticking to that same approach and the grit that we have as a team. We know that, a lot of good things can happen with 2 outs when you put the ball in play, and we've seen it all throughout the year. So just because we made two outs early in the inning doesn't mean the inning's over. We still got to keep, having that foot on the pedal and trying to score some runs. And we've seen it in a lot of games where the 2-out inning has been the thing that pushes us out for a win, and just never giving up and staying to that same approach has been awesome for us.
Carson, tell me about your confidence coming into this game after starting last week. How were you feeling ahead of this matchup?
It was the same amount of confidence I have after every outing because, like I said last week, pitching is about having short-term memory and going into every outing with the same attitude, with the same confidence, and knowing that your stuff is going to work for you.
And then describe that moment in the 6th inning, tapping your hat to the crowd. I mean, what was that moment like for you?
Our fans are electric. They're the best in the game. Just having them chant my name gives me chills every time. It's something that you can't get in a lot of places.
Like when you guys are comfortably up going to the 4th inning, and UConn scratches a run across, but you guys bounce right back and take it right back. Is that indicative of anything about this team, whether it's desire, culture, anything of that nature?
The focus they have to stay with it is really impressive, and that's ultimately what you have to do. You can't take a pitch off of an at-bat. It doesn't matter what the score is. He cannot back down from the stuff on the mound, every pitch and the sequencing and trying to execute. You just don't stop. These at-bats and these games and the time you get to play the sport are too precious. And I was proud of that, and I was really proud of Holbrook coming in, clearing the bases, Diamis hitting a home run and making a great catch, Jordan Williams coming in, a triple, Fisher had some good at-bats. So that focus and their personal desire to excel probably overrides anything else in it. And the 2-out hitting is just, you can't really control how many outs there are when you're up there, so you have to focus and lock in and engage on a plan and try to string quality decisions and quality pitch execution sequences together. That's what it's about.
Any more questions? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.